Ephesians chapter 4, verse 1. I'm going to start off reading in the New King James Version. Last week we started a teaching entitled The Worthy Walk. And I just want to review that because it has a whole lot to do with understanding that a lot of things we've been trying to do, if we can take the sweat away, and you can really understand God's plan for walking worthy and doing the things that He asks you to do, that most of the time Christians are doing it based on their self-dependence and really not doing it to depend on God. And it's surrounded by, you know, the threats of things that happen when you can't carry it out. But there's some things I want to show you today that I think will allow you to be successful in this area of your life. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 1. Paul's writing here and he says, I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you to walk worthy of the calling with which you were called. Now here is an appeal. Here is God throughout the New Testament showing up with appeals. Lie not one to another. Don't continue to be bitter. If your hands have stolen, don't steal anymore. I refer to those as appeals. But Jesus, through the Apostle Paul, never just gave the appeal without, first of all, identifying His work of grace, enabling you to carry that out. Now, one of the things we know here is when He says, I therefore, the prisoner of Christ, the word therefore points back to certain things presented in the preceding chapters. You can't go to verse 1 and he says, I therefore beseech you that you walk worthy of the calling. You need to see why it's therefore, you know? And so it points back to certain things presented in the preceding chapters, which are the basis for the appeal. There's going to be a basis for the appeal. And in those chapters is found the greatest revelation of the present position and eternal destiny of all people who believe. The appeal is not to live so as to gain the high calling, but this position that the believer has been called to, it's so high that it cannot possibly be earned, even if it was possible to live a perfect life. You still would not be able to earn it because God is the one who did it. Let's look at this real quick. Let's go and review what that was all about. Of the present position and eternal destiny of all people who believe. The appeal is not to live so as to gain the high calling, but this position that the believer has been called to, it's so high that it cannot possibly be earned. Even if it was possible to live a perfect life, you still would not be able to earn it because God is the one who did it.
Well, that's not true, Creflo Dollar. That's not true. If I already did it, you could earn it, but you can't earn it. No, because you against everything we do. And man, I don't know why you still got an altar and you still sitting up here trying to preach, Creflo Dollar. You know what I'm saying? I really don't appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Let me get myself straight here. You know what I'm saying? All right, you got me there. But like I say, you know what I'm saying? Creflo, you know you ain't supposed to be teaching. Man, there ain't but one God, and His name Adam, and that's me. And one devil, you know what I'm saying? One Satan, you know what I'm saying? One demon, and that's you. That's TDJ, and that's Bill Winston. All three of y'all, you know what I'm saying? The bad boy of earth. You know what I'm saying? Headed for hell. And ain't no stopping. Cause you didn't want me. Didn't want to take my money. Said I wasn't gonna do this. I wasn't gonna do that. Sabotage. Ambush. And death. But Creflo, you got the money, all the money in the world. All you gotta do is go out there and go to the store and pick you something up. On guard, driver's license, government ID, get your receipt clear. Ain't never stole nothing. All I did was showed mercy, gave grace, forgave, and was for giving people stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, Creflo, I wish, you know what I'm saying, you could understand where I'm coming from. But you can't. And TDJ today gonna talk like he's me. Talking about people need to come to him. Talking about he God. Saying me till he God. Nigga, sit your devilish ass down. Don't you ever refer to yourself as God. TJ, you damn sure ain't welcome. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna prefer yourself as God if your God say every strike that Jesus was hit with, you was healed? How does your God, you, God, devil, that's what I heard, talking about we gotta come to you. You important. How you important and you say, as you being God, since you say you God, then you must be the God that said it pleased him to bruise him. He was smitten by God, smitten by God. Huh, Creflo Dollar? Now why are you sitting up there walking around acting like you fucking important? You know what I'm saying? If your God can say them things and say each strike you heal on another man, another human being, another child of God, you know what I'm saying? And then talking about, I ain't heard nobody say give nobody no money. When Adam told you to give a measly $5,000, then raised it up to $5 million, knowing you wasn't gonna give it. You know what I'm saying? We know you the devil. You know what I'm saying? So don't come on no platform talking about teaching no world changes, nation, no goddamn more. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got enough sense to know that God ain't gonna never say no stuff like it pleased him to bruise Jesus. If you didn't know that ain't no God gonna say every strike that you hit Jesus with, y'all was healed. If you know that God ain't never gonna say that kind of stuff, then why do you say it? So you didn't know God wouldn't say that. You really thought God said that. Cause that's the God you serve. And his name say you a devil and a demon. Creflo Dollar. You too, TDJ. Watch your mouth. Don't let me ask God come out your mouth. You know you ain't no goddamn God, TDJ. Nothing but a motherfucking snake. Like I say, even name your child after a coral snake. And then gonna sit up there and have me on Carl Vine. You know what I'm saying? The story not only rigged. It's rigged by y'all, not me. Now, it's God who fought this, mine or your God. But I'ma get off.